I don't know, but hey, here we go. All right. So you may or may not remember the story of Hanuman, but he is the monkey god, that Bhakti yogi who is all about devotion and love. And he was essentially placed on this earth to serve Lord Ram and Sita. But his story starts when he was a little, I must say, little boy, little baby monkey, little monkey, maybe toddler age, I don't know, but he was hungry, just always hungry, 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 hungry. Like his mother could never give him enough to eat. And one day, she was off doing her thing, and Hanuman was really hungry, as usual. So he's like, okay, well, I don't know when mom is coming back, and I want something to eat now. And he looked up at the sky and he saw this big, delicious, juicy mango. And I imagine this mango looked like, those really big ones that you can't even hold in one hand. You need two hands to hold. I figured that's what it looked like to him. And he's like, oh, yeah, I definitely want that. And he took this leap up into the sky to bite this mango. And it was Surya, the sun god. And Indra, the Lord, the lightning bolt god, he saw it all happening. He was like, what can't have him doing that? And he shot a lightning bolt at Hanuman to stop him from biting Surya. And it hit him in the jaw and he fell to the ground. It broke his jaw. And it's my understanding that Hanuman translates to broken jaw. So Vishnu saw what happened and picked up his son and swept him off into this cave. So Vishnu is the lord of wind, prana, life force, energy, and when he took Hanuman into this cave to comfort him, help him come back to health and be healed. All of the air and the wind and everything in the universe just kind of started to come to stillness because there was that life force energy had been taken away. Of course, now Brahma and Shiva were like, okay, well, we need to go talk to our friend. No, normally it's the Trinity, but it's not the Trinity anymore because one of them is in a cave with the sun. We have to go see if we can get him to, come back out, forgive Lord Indra for what happened and, restore prana life force to the universe so we can all live and thrive. Plants dying, everything's just slowly dying. So they all went. And not just Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva, but all the gods and goddesses went and to this cave. And they said to Lord Vishnu, said, listen, we understand what happened. We're sorry, we're apologetic, but how about this? What if we bestow a gift from each and every one of us to Hanuman? Would that be enough? I mean, Lord Indra, he gave him he would no longer be affected by lightning bolts and his body would become like a diamond body. So it's super, super strong and hard. And another god, he was able to, I don't remember which god gave which gift, but he had the capacity to get super, super big or super, super small. He had all these wonderful abilities. He'd be faster than the speed of light. He could run super fast. He could make big leaps. He just was going to be this incredibly powerful, powerful monkey. And Vishnu was like, okay, all right, that sounds pretty good. Okay, no problem. So he came out of the cave and life was literally restored. But you gave all these powers to a monkey for crying out loud. So you could just imagine what started to happen with this monkey with all these powers. Well, he made all of the sages and the teachers just miserable because he was always pulling all these pranks and doing all this nonsense. So they were like, look, we need to do something about this monkey because he's just doing the most, as I like to say. So then they put a curse on him where he would not remember his powers. He would he would have to be reminded by a friend. So fast forward, he's gotten older now, and he met Lord Ram and Sita when they were all exiled into this forest by King Ravana. I think that's his name. He was evil king. And that's when he became completely devoted to Ram and Sita. Lord Ravana did not like Lord Ram and he kidnapped Sita. And when this happened, of course, Hanuman had to go rescue her. And of course, Lord Ram asked him to. King Ram or Lord Ram asked him to rescue her. So he was like, okay, I definitely want to rescue her because she is, my heart. Lord Ram is my heart. When he ripped open his chest, you could see their names inscribed on his heart. But Lord Ravana or King Ravana is in Lanka and they're in India. There's like an ocean apart. How on earth is he going to get there? So Jambavan, his bear friend, said, "Hey, Hanuman, you got this. You could leap like from here till Timbuktu. You are powerful. You can run faster than lightning. You have all this capability." And Hanuman is like, I can. Are you sure?" He said, "Absolutely, you can do this." So he got down and he pulled up all his courage, gathered up all his courage, and he took that leap from India all the way over to Lanka and found Sita. And that's where I'll end the story because there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened when he took the leap, but we're not going to get into all that because we're running out of time and Miko's driving me crazy. So, because he's still here clawing up at me. Anyways, so basically, the whole point of this and why I love this story, and again, this is still me taking a deep dive into the poses that I love, and it also gives me opportunity to tell you the stories again, is the fact that we always forget. Haven't you ever been in a situation where you were in, not necessarily a crisis, but you had a problem or an issue or something, and you weren't sure how you would ever be able to resolve it? And then somebody reminded you that, hey, well, you remember back then when you did this? Well, why can't you do that? It happens all the time, but we don't necessarily realize it. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be someone that would remind us. We might remember ourselves when we give ourselves an opportunity to just calm to heck down and think, okay, we can do this. We can do pretty much anything we put our mind to. But it's nice when you have, I think it's also indicative, or it also causes you to think about the people that you have in your circle. The people that you have in your circle should be people that support and believe in you. Because if they're not, you need to get another circle, full stop. Okay. So for class, so in case you didn't guess, we're working up to Hanumanasana today. Okay. So if you have two blocks or something block like to use and you want two of them, have them handy. Now, the way I'm going to teach us into to get into Hanuman is the way I was taught when I did my hot yoga teacher training. Okay. So I don't recall it being broken down any other time in my trainings, but this one is what we're going to do today. Okay, you're going to start on your back. We're going to get those hamstrings a little bit open, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into the hamstrings. Miko, yeah, I don't know what to say to you other than leave me alone right now. Let me see if that's enough space. All right, we'll work with that. So you're on your back, you can bring your knees into your chest and you can hug yourself, rock around a little bit, and just continue to, think about this story of Hanuman. I mean, what an amazing being and what a big heart. There are different paths of yoga. There's the Yana path, which is all about knowledge. There is the Bhakti yogi, and I can't remember the other one right now. There's four, and I can't remember the other one, but I remember Yana for sure. But and it's all about just like that pure love and devotion and dedication. And I guess that's something that we should all strive towards, is to act from a place of love always. And it's not always easy to do that because people can be challenging, situations can be challenging, and we have a myriad of other emotions that come into play. So let's come to a stillness now if you haven't already done so, and either put your left foot to the ground or stretch your left leg all the way out. And when you do, push your heel gently into the mat and keep your toes and knee pointing up. So it might mean you need to internally rotate that hip just a little bit to facilitate that and really squeeze that inner left thigh. Take your hands to the back of your right hamstrings and pull your knee into your chest. And you may feel your lower back and the sacrum get super, super close to the mat. Take a breath in here, and on the exhalation, begin to push. When you push your leg into your hands to extend through the knee and push the foot up to the ceiling, allow that low back and sacrum to lift a little bit off of your mat. Just the top part of the sacrum, not the entire part. The tailbone will stay down. Hold it here. Notice if you're holding any tension in your neck and shoulders and jaw, and let it go. Drop the right hip down a smidge. Breathe a whole bunch here. Now, see if you can keep that positioning with the spine and your leg, and I'll take your arms above your head. The thumbs will be pointing down towards the ground. And when you do this, pull your front ribs in. So we're in a like an inverted Hanumanasana now, if you will. So you really, really open up and let full commitment here. Good. Take a breath in. Exhale. You can bring the hands back up. Hug that leg into you a little bit more, and then release it. Lower it all the way down. Let the legs be floppy for a moment. And then let's move on to the second side. And I'm literally here lying down, trying to remember the other passive yoga. And I should know this, right? Go ahead and bring your left knee into the chest. Raja is another one. Here we go. They're coming back. That's three. I don't remember the fourth one at all. I got nothing. Good. Go ahead now and press the hamstrings into the hands. And you're offering some resistance here. So it should not be super easy. Good. Your leg isn't fully straight. That's okay. It doesn't have to be. You don't really want it to be fully straight anyways, because you still want to keep a little bit of that, keep that hamstring safe. So think about pulling your feet towards each other now. See how that helps to load those lower abdominals. And start to take a breath in and reach those arms all the way up above the head. And exhale, slide those ribs, those front ribs down towards the hips. Breathe in and breathe out. Take the arms back up to the back of the left leg, pull it in straight as it is. And then go ahead and release that down as well. Nice and slow and controlled. Good. Both legs floppy, give them a little shake from side to side and maybe up and down. And then you're going to make your way onto your hands and knees. However you want to get there, you can rock up along the back of the spine, cross at the ankles, and roll over your shins. Take a few rounds of cat and cow. Moving in whatever way feels super, super good for you. Good. And then make your way into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Slight bend to the knees. Press those hamstrings back and up, lift up those sitting bones, and then guide your heels gently down towards the ground. Lock the shoulders in, ribs pulled in the front. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then let's take the feet wide. Let's get our functional forward fold in. Walk your hands back. Tug in through the outer shins, roll the inner thighs back and begin to shift your hips back, weighting your heels. Arms forward up on fingertips or maybe up on some height. Full expansive breath in. And exhale, squeeze the navel area. Explore hinging back even further, reaching forward even more, creating more space. And exhale it out. One more just for good measure here. The power of three. Big expansive breath in. And exhale. Good stuff. Shift your weight back. Take your palms to your shins. Slide the hands up. Let's cross the right leg in front of the left. Right arm up. Big breath in, reach it up. And exhale over. And inhale up and exhale, let it go. Switch the legs. Left arm comes up, reach up. Big inhale and exhale over. And inhale up and release. Good. Go ahead and make your way to the top of your mat. I'm just going to turn around. And let's get one round of fearless heart namaskar here. What is the mantra? Ham Hanumate Namaha. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale it all the way to the floor. Inhale into your flat back. And for class today, let's not put the knee down. Step your left foot back. Take a big step back. Before you come up, really pull your feet towards each other And breathe into the back of the ribs as you inhale and come up. So really, really lift up and pick up that heat, that inner thigh of that back leg. Big breath in here and exhale, plant your hands with intention and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale and ripple forward into your plank. You may rest the knees here if you like. And exhale, lower into chaturanga. Bring the chest all the way down. Pull the heart center forward and up. Back to your heart and let it go. Tuck your toes, rest back. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up. Step your left foot through. And again, pull the feet so that left hip is moving back. Push down into your feet. Inhale, breathe full and wide, lift up. And exhale, push down into your left foot, step forward. Fold in. Uttanasana. You can slide your palms to the shins here for a halfway lift at Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold deeply once again, getting into those hamstrings. Ground your feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. Palms meet and exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's go again. Big breath in, reach up, reach, reach, reach. And really pay attention to when you reach it up, letting the shoulders lift up. And then exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale into your flat back. And exhale, take a giant step back with your right foot. Squeeze into the midline. Inhale, reach forward and lift up. Super, super strong on that back inner thigh. And exhale, plant your hands, step back. Inhale your way into your plank, knees down or not. Exhale into chaturanga. Inhale, pull the chest through. And exhale, take it back. Downward dog. Right leg lifts. Step the right foot through. Organize your feet. Lift up from that inner left thigh. Inhale, reach up. Chin draws back. And exhale, go ahead and step forward. Hold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Hold on to the left wrist. Exhale, up and over to the right. Inhale, back up, switch it. Up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center, circle around and come all the way down into your forward fold. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale all the way back into downward facing dog. And right away, pick your right leg up. Bend the right knee and roll that hip open. Lift your gaze to your thumbs. Pull the heel towards your buttocks. Come up high into the ball of your left foot. And then let's just lift and lower that left heel up away from the ground, if that feels okay for you. Just getting into that lower part of the calf muscle. One more. And then re-square your pelvis now and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. When you put your foot down, bring your left knee down, you can pat it up. So pull the toes back. So I'm going to turn this way just to let you see what I want us to do. So we're in our lizard lunge, or for sake of today, let's call it twisted monkey lunge. So you're going to take a breath in. You're going to take the foot will stay down. You're going to bring the arm up on your inhale. And on the exhalation, you're going to rock onto the edge of the foot. You're going to bring that elbow down and across. Inhale, the foot comes down, the arm reaches up. Exhale, hand behind the ear, rock onto the outside, open up the hip a bit more, and then come back up. Put the foot back down. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, rock. Good, that's 3. Last one here, big breath in, reach up. Exhale, rock. When you inhale this time, come back to center. Take your right hand down, and now shift your hips back. And push that heel down and come forward. Keeping the toes turned out. Getting into the hamstrings a little bit more. Push the heel down, move the inner thighs back. And come forward. We're going to do 2 versions of Hanuman today. Shift back and forward. We're going to shift back and hold it. I'm going to turn back on my mat now. So the next time you shift back, hold it there. Push the heel down, keep a slight bend to your knee. Move the inner thighs back, and you can walk your hands forward if you like here. Or maybe work on staying more upright, since that's the direction we're going to be heading in when we take our big leap. Breathe a whole bunch. Notice if the pelvis feels level. Notice if that right hip feels like it's hiking up. And if it is, pull it down and back. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Rebend your front knee. Plant your hands and step back into downward dog. I'm laughing because I'm so far forward I couldn't even connect. But good. Let's go to the second side now. So left leg lifts up. Bend the left knee and roll the hip open. Lift your gaze to your thumbs. And if it felt okay on the other side, let's just lower the heel to the ground and pick the heel back up. Few times. Getting into all parts of the back of the leg. That posterior chain goes from the bottom of the foot, the toe up to the tongue, back of the head, through those fascial lines. Good. Come back here now, re-square the pelvis and step that left foot wide. Toes out, heel in. So we start with the foot down. Big breath in here. On the exhalation, rock open. And elbow comes down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Two more. Notice what's happening with your back foot. Make sure you're not letting that heel flop out to the side. Keep it pointing up. You're pushing those toes down into the mat. Last one here. Bring the left hand down and shift back. And come forward. You could always take your hands to your blocks here. Shift forward and shift back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, shift back. Last one. Inhale, come forward, lift the chest, shoulders back. And shift back here, hold it here now, push the heel down. So you'll notice that hip, I'm actually lifting my hip up on purpose, but I want you to pay attention to what you feel through the pelvis. If it feels like your butt cheek is moving out to the left, you got to pull it down and then bring it back into the midline. Choosing to go deeper into the fold or keeping the body more upright. Either way, you're moving those inner thighs back away from each other, kind of like how you would in that functional forward fold, while you pull the feet towards each other. Okay. One more breath in and out, and then release. Step back to downward dog. You can take a vinyasa here, or you can choose to just chill out. The choice is yours. I think I'm going to try a vinyasa. Been a minute since I've done one. Oh, good grief, and it shows. Press back. Right leg up. Step your right foot through, hips distance. All right, come on up. Again, breathing into the back, lift up. And exhale, spin that back heel down, Virabhadrasana 2. Make any adjustments you need to make here, heart over pelvis. I'm still trying to remember that fourth path of yoga. It's completely gone from my brain. Right palm up, curl it back. And then inhale through your warrior 2. Exhale into. You can choose to do Utthita Trikonasana. You can take your hand to the shin. If you do, push the shin into the hand and the hand into the shin, or maybe you reach for your block. So here, that right hip again, pull it down and into the midline. Move the inner thigh of that left leg back. And you want to create a nice long spine. So notice what's happening on the right side of the body. You want to make sure you're not reaching too low and compressing that right side. That right side needs to be long and open. Keep pulling the feet towards each other strongly. Draw your chin back. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, come up. You're going to go right into Tadasana. So just pick up the toes of the right foot and spin the feet or the right foot forward. Good. Take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Draw your shoulders back, puff the chest up. Big breath in here. And exhale, leading with your bhakti heart. Come into your wide-legged forward fold, Prasarada Padottanasana. Make sure there is a slight bend to your knees. You are gripping the floor. The feet are planted, but you're squeezing the feet towards each other. Think of the functional forward fold here. Outer shins in, inner thighs back, create more space. Then go ahead and bend your elbows, release your hands to the floor. Inhale, come up into your flat back. Exhale, let's bend the right knee. We're going to turn back to the front of the mat and step the right foot back into a plank. When you come into the plank, bring your knees down. We're going to go into what I call a baby Ardha Chandrasana Chapasana. In my brain, I didn't want us to do this when I thought about class today, but we're going to keep it simple because that Hanuman is going to be enough. So we're going to come all into this little modified Vashisthasana. And now squeeze that butt cheek and get that leg up. Bend your knee, reach back to hold on to your foot. Once you have your foot, press the foot into the hand, lengthen out of that hip. So you start to get into the front now, the hip flexor. And then I want you to get into the quads. So keep pushing the foot into the hand and I'll pull the heel gently towards your buttocks. And then spin that chest up. Maybe the gaze goes up as well. So when Hanuman was making his leap, there were like 3 things that happened along the way. And I can remember at least 2 of them right now. The first one, somebody invited him for tea. And I'm like, this monkey's soaring through the sky and you're inviting him for tea? And well, he went and he had the tea. Slowly release it. Lower the foot and come back. And step it back. And no, actually, don't step it back. Shift your body weight forward now. And we're not going to do the other side yet. We're going to do the other side after. Shift forward and lower. Come all the way down onto your belly. Gecko arms. You know where we're going. Form a Shalambhasana. If you want to make it more challenging for yourself, place your yoga block between your ankles. So hover the toes a little bit. Keep your knees down. Separate your heels and push the big toes into each other. Fire up that posterior chain, navel in, lift up on the in-breath. Exhale, draw your chin back, hold it here, breathe into the back of the ribs. Another thing that happened, I think it was this big giant serpent who wanted Hanuman to taste the sweet honey inside her mouth. So Hanuman said he made himself super, super big. And release, hands by ribs. Let's take a Bhujangasana here. Big breath in. And exhale, let it go. But the serpent adjusted her mouth and he could fit. So he made himself super small. Big breath in here. Let's go over to the second side. So left leg lifts. Go ahead and step your left foot to the top of the mat. Organize your business and then come on up. Reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, and then spin that back heel down. So then he made himself super small, flew around in the mouth, tasted all the nectar, and then flew on his way. Those are the 2 of the 3 I can remember. All right, let's reverse the warrior. I just love these stories and imagining what all these things will look like. Strong legs, slow, deep breaths. Make your way into your triangle pose using your block or hand to shin or fingertips to the floor. Remember, you want to create space. So we're not going into lateral flexion. So notice what's happening in the spine. Draw that left hip back and pull it in. Move the inner thigh back and reach up. Inhale your way up to Starasana. This time we're going to have the arms like there would be in our Hanuman leap. So make sure when you bring your arms up above your head, you may or may not realize this, the rib cage tends to lift and the booty tends to stick out more. So you want to pull the front ribs in. So you're going to soften them down towards the hips and lengthen that tailbone towards the floor, not tucking it, but think about reaching it down in that direction. Palms are facing in. Big breath in. Lift the back ribs up away from the pelvis. Keep all that lift. And exhale, hinge from your hips. Think of a good morning here. Feel those back of the legs working, the back of the neck, back and deep, everything working. And hold those fingertips towards, well, if you're facing me. Stick the booty out, reach forward more, big breath in, and then exhale, take it all the way down. You can hold on to opposite elbows here, or perhaps hold on to your big toes, tapping off with the thumbs. If you're taking that option, elbows point outwards. Inhale into your flat back and exhale, leading with your heart. Fold in to yourself. Lift the shoulders up, sliding the shoulder blades towards the hips as the crown of your head gets a little bit closer towards the earth. After your next exhalation, take a breath in, release the bind, come into your flat back and exhale into that side lunge. So bend your left knee, spin around now to face in front of your mat, slide your left foot back. And once you have it back in your plank, go ahead and bring your knees down. So let's do our little baby shape on the second side. So kickstand the left foot off and slide your right foot back. You got to kickstand that left foot a little bit more so you have more stability. Squeeze the buttocks, float your right leg up. Reach back to connect. Let's start by pressing the foot into the hand, lengthening out of that hip. So squeeze your right butt cheek to get more opening through that hip flexor. And then start to draw the heel towards the bum. One more breath in. Bigger breath out. Slowly, slowly release it. Lower the leg and come back onto the hands and knees. Take a cat and cow here. There's something I was going to say, but I can't remember what it is right now. I think it was about the fact that it's a good thing that I don't know where Jambavan came from, but it's a good thing Hanuman, he was there. And I guess once one memory came back, or once that belief came in, lots of other things obviously flew in as well, came back to him and won. Okay, ladies, I think it's time to explore this Hanumanasana. So we'll start with an Ardha Hanuman, half Hanuman, and then we'll move a little bit further. So I did say we're going to try for two versions today. The first one is, I'm wondering, do we have time? I think we can unpack both. Maybe we should start with the other one first because it's a little bit nicer. They're both great, but this one I think is kind of cool. So if you remember earlier in our practice, we stepped wide. So we're going to step wide again. I'm not sure which direction to face to show you this. Maybe I'll face this way. Yeah. So the blocks are acting as extension of your arms. So you don't want them all the way out here. You want them next to you because that's where your arms are. So you're going to step your right foot forward. Now, sliding is you're going to step it forward, but then take it wide. Okay? I'm going to come forward because I want to make sure my back knee stays on my mat. So we are in our lizard, our monkey lunge. We shift the hips back. You're going to slide that right leg out to the right. So I'm going to start to bring this arm here on the inside now. Okay? I'm going to bring them closer to each other. You're going to slide that right foot up out a bit more and take your left knee back. Okay? Slide the foot forward, take the left knee back a little bit. Now you can stay here, or depending on how you're feeling, keep a slight bend to that knee and push that heel down. You can continue to slide that right leg out and come down onto your forearms. But whichever version, if you're here or your forearms are on your block, you are pulling your feet towards each other and not just sinking. Okay? You don't have to stay here forever either, by the way. Just saying. You want to keep the spine long, and you want to make sure you keep pulling those feet towards each other. Now, if you want to really go for it, you can push down into the toes on that back foot and pop that knee up off the mat. Rest it down. Come back up onto your hands. Normally, I would slide that leg all the way back into downward dog, but for today, we'll just bring it back to here. So there's another pose. There's two other poses associated with Hanuman. The Anjaneyasana, which is the low lunge, and there's also the thunderbolt. Now, in one of my books, this is a shape that they said he was in before he took his leap. This shape here. That's the shape they said he was in. And I'm pretty sure in that book they have him like this. And he was this is position he was in, and this, and then he took off. And I guess you can see how he could take off from here and leap, perhaps. I don't know. All right, second side. Okay, here we go. So step wide, toes out. If it works for you having your leg on the outside, go for it. If not, keep it on the inside. I don't usually use blocks for this, so it feels weird to me. So scoot that foot forward, walk the knee back. So the reason why you do it a little bit forward and a little bit back at the same time is to maintain the pelvis in neutral. You can stay here, keeping the chest lifted, push down that heel, keep a slight bend to the knee, and pull the feet towards each other. If you could see how Sadie's looking at me right now, the judgment on her face, she's all but rolling her eyes. Now she's looking away because she hears me talking about her. Okay. Take a breath and release. So if you feel like you had enough splits, you can stay there or go back to it and see if you can get further. Nice, Debbie. Looking good. Oh, you're out of it. All right. So the next one now. Most front splits people do like the gymnastics one where the pelvis is rotated. For Hanuman, the hips stay square. The arms come up, one leg forward, one leg back. This one block can come underneath the thigh of the front leg to support you. So I'll show you that. So the same thing we did, that incremental thing is what we're going to do here. It can be, I find it's very challenging to do it on sticky mats because the mats are sticky. So I'm going to take the right foot forward and take my left knee back. Just that little bit to start. Take the right foot forward again, take the knee back. I should still be pretty square. There shouldn't be any deviation like this happening. You want to keep it square. And take the right foot forward again and take my left knee back. And take my right foot forward again, take my left knee back. I feel like I'm at my maximum now, so I'm going to support my front thigh with my yoga block. And pulling my feet, bending my knee, toes are pushing down. I'm going to inhale and lift up. Here's my Hanuman leap. But now you come to say hi, but I'm supported by this block. And my hamstrings are talking to me. As are my hip flex. Yes. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Good stuff. You're kind of leaning. Watch the positioning of, whoo, and then just come back to that position that I just showed you. When you can get out of it, of course. Good. So Tomasi, you look like you were leaning a little bit there. So maybe stack your two blocks like this. So you have a bigger base to support you underneath your front leg, one on top of the other. Once you get into it. All right, other leg forward. Yes, Sadie, I need you to shift. So a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit forward, little bit back, little bit forward, little bit back. And all those isometrics we do in the class where you would hear me cue, pull the feet towards each other. That's what helps you get from that deviation in the pelvis to pull yourself back. It's really challenging on these sticky mats. I'm not even going any further. Watch your tail, Sadie. I'm going to pause right here. Right. So just where the hamstring starts to come out, That's where you want to, not literally universe, where just below the sitting bone here, that's where I have that block right there. Pull in the low belly, squeeze the feet towards each other and lift up. Good. Nice. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There you go. You got it. Nice. And release. Woo, child. Cat. Your timing sucks, Sadie. I gotta say. I'm gonna come back to that shape. Oh, yowza. Okay, we made it. All right, Katie, watch it. And as we're already here, let's play with camel pose, but we can take a minute first. So this is thunderbolt pose. I the name that's coming, I can only think of the mudra, Vajrapadma, but this is Vaj. I think this is just Vaj. No, this can't be just Vajra. This shape here. So I guess because of the zigzag, thunderbolt. Okay. Ustrasana, ladies, camel pose, because we got to get our back bend in. So again, come back, come into this kneeling position. You can pad your knees up more. If you like, if you find you've got good ability to keep those inner thighs connected and activated, you don't have to work with the block. I like the extra help. It keeps me accountable because I can feel when I'm letting go of the block. And when I let go of the block, that means I've deactivated the inner thighs. Now, one of the things I've been trying to get people's attention to, because this is the Pilates side of me, that mind body connection, is you can just squeeze your legs into each other, or you can activate your inner thighs first and then push the legs in. It's a very subtle difference. So if you draw your attention to your inner thighs and tell them to contract, you're going to feel them tighten up. But when you just now, when you finish it and push the feet into each other now, or the legs into each other, you get a deeper connection. It feels slightly different from if you just push your legs in versus activating the inner thighs first. If you just push your legs in, I don't think you're working your inner thighs as much as you could. That's my thought process, at least. Anyhow, toes tucked. So the idea, we spoke a lot about breathing into the back, the ribs. We want to do that again. And we're lifting that rib cage up away from the pelvis when we breathe in. So hands can support either side of the sacrum here. Big breath in, lift up, squeeze that block. Exhale, you can pause, shoulders draw back and down. You want to feel those shoulder blades lift the chest up, draw your chin back. If you want to take it further, hinge back from the hips and lift the chest up, reach the fingertips to the heels. Keep squeezing your block and lifting that heart up and open it up. Open up the whole chest, collarbones wide, throat wide. Full breath in, keep that squeeze on that block. And then inhale, lift up from the sternum and exhale to release. You shouldn't feel, and I will say that, you should not feel anything in your lower back. Have a seat any way you want to sit. And just pause here for a moment. You can do hard things. That's a thought that just popped into my head. There was one, I remember there was a story, there was a part where Hanuman had to go find this plant and he couldn't get it. He couldn't get to it. So he picked up the entire mountain that it grew on and brought it back. And I'm just visualizing these things, it's just absolutely incredible. And we may not be picking up actual literal mountains, but we do a lot of amazing things. And I think we ought to give ourselves extreme pats on the back for all the things that we're carrying. I mean, that mountain could be symbolic of the responsibilities that we have, and we're still able to show up and do everything for everyone, including and hopefully ourselves. We're going to take it into a little lateral flexion here. So one hand down, doesn't matter which. Bring the opposite arm up, reach it up on the in breath and exhale, take it over. You don't have to go full, I almost said Monty into it, just enough to feel a little bit of opening on the side of the body. And then come up on the in breath and exhale, release it, take it to the other side. Inhale up and exhale down. Nice little twist. So big breath in, create all the space, and then exhale into it. Inhale, center, and exhale to the other side. Slowly release from here. You can choose to take it into a downward dog, a child's pose, maybe you take a vinyasa, whatever you feel called to do. Honor that. And then make your way into constructive rest. To refresh your memory, the feet are as wide as the mat and the knees fall in towards each other. Arms can be wherever you would wish them to be. And bring your knees into your chest now and hug them in, but we're going to keep them in nice and close and move into a twist. So, depending on where your arms are, you want to take them wide so they're out of your way. And you're going to take a breath in and exhale, lower the knees to one side. Doesn't matter which side to go to. You can use your free hand on the side that you're twisting to help bring the knees down closer to the ground. And if you're opting for that, do so on your exhale. And take a breath in, and on the exhalation, bring the knees back to center. Make any adjustments you need to make before you shift over to the other side. Breathe in, and on the exhalation, you lower the knees to the floor. Take a breath in and exhale back to center. So from here, if you want to take it into another back bend, you can do bridge pose or wheel pose, or maybe you're ready for a happy baby. All depends on what you're feeling. I'm going to go up into wheel. They don't practice it nearly enough. And if you are going to go up into wheel, you can come up onto your tippy toes. Hmm. And then when you're ready, you can release and prepare for your Shavasana. Make yourself as comfortable as possible with any extra props that you might need. And just allow yourself to be still, but still present, staying connected to the breath and to the body. And just breathing deeply and effortlessly for the next few minutes. Once again, becoming aware of your surroundings and of your body on your mat. Slowly starting to wake yourself up, making your way into a comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for sharing your incredible energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. And remember, you are capable of doing great things. So take the leap, just like Hanuman did. Be free, be true, and always be. Absolutely.